Good day, everyone. Our lessons today is about the Sacrament of Matrimony. So, I will going to discuss about what was the Sacrament of Matrimony is all about. Okay, let's find out by seeing a video.
In today's world, there are a lot of confusions about what the sacrament of matrimony, or otherwise called marriage, really is. So today, we will be telling you about what the Catholic Church actually teaches about this sacrament. Firstly, what is matrimony? Matrimony is the unity of one man and one woman to create a covenant of love between and to bring forth new life. Marriage also is the representation of the Holy Trinity. Just as the Holy Spirit will come forth from the love of the Father and Son, new children are created from the love of the husband and wife. The matter of matrimony is the couple. A common misconception is that the exchange of rings is the matter, but that is only a symbol. The form is the exchange of wedding vows. The couple also acts as the minister because they are the ones making the covenant with each other and with God. A priest or deacon serves merely as the church witness to the marriage. Matrimony is one of the first things discussed in the Bible. After God created the world, He created Adam. God knows it's not good for man to be alone, so He created Eve to be Adam's wife. In the New Testament, Jesus instituted matrimony as a sacrament. At the wedding feast in Cana, Jesus' presence at that wedding symbolizes His presence at every wedding. Now that we know what marriage is, what makes a marriage valid? That is a true and official marriage in the eyes of God. First, both the bride and the groom must give their free consent. In other words, they can't be forced into getting married. Secondly, the couple must understand and agree to the fact that marriage lasts forever. The Church teaches that once a couple was vows married, the marriage cannot be dissolved because a marriage is a covenant. A covenant is a sacred agreement between God and His people that can never be broken. Even if in the laws the couple can be divorced, they will always be married in God's eyes. Third, the couple must be firm and sincere in their promise to stay faithful to each other. Finally, the couple must be open to having children. Some violations in this principle include contraception and abortion as they're used to remove the openness to life that God intended.
Sacrament of Marriage. Sacrament of marriage is one of two sacraments of vocation. The other is holy orders. Vocation comes from the word vocare, which means to hear. God calls us to be married, single, or to religious life. Jesus performed His first miracle at the wedding at Cana, but marriage has been around for longer than that. Marriage began as contract between two families, an agreement that included specific duties of the husband and wife that would affect not only the couple but their extended families as well. Religion had nothing to do with marriage. Equality was not a concern. Marriage was a contract where infidelity was expected. If that contract was broken, the punishment was harsh. Divorce was rare and only initiated by the husband. Jesus took marriage very seriously, as in Matthew chapter 19, when some Pharisees asked Him if it was lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any cause. Jesus answered, "Have you not read that the one who made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, For this reason a man shall leave his father and mother, and be joined to his wife, and two shall become one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate." After the fall of the Roman Empire in the 3rd century, at the rise of Christianity, the bishops began to make rules for those who wanted to marry. The Church decreed that for a marriage to be valid, it must be performed in the presence of a priest who would act as witness. In 1439, at the Council of Florence, marriage was finally recognized as one of the seven sacraments of the Church. It was explained as a tangible sign of the union of Christ and the Church. The primary importance of the sacraments of marriage is the love between husband and wife, which reflects God's love. The sacraments involves inviting God into the relationship to support, strengthen, and protect the bonds of holy matrimony. Today, the Catechism of the Catholic Church stresses that the same God who created humanity out of love also calls the people of God to lovingly respond and demonstrate their love for each other. Marriage is one example of the way that love can become image of absolute and unfailing love that God has for His people. You should consult your parish priest at least 6 months prior to your anticipated wedding day. It is recommended that you make contact at the beginning of your marriage is an important part of your life and growth as a follower of Jesus. Your priest will be help you reflect on your understanding of Christ's marriage so that you can enter into this commitment together and to each other well prepared. The process begins with the initial interview with your priest and address your faith experience, your relationship as a couple, and your understanding of marriage in the church. You will normally be required to attend an approved marriage preparation program. This should be completed well in advance of your wedding date. The wedding of two Catholics is a sacramental liturgy and takes place in the parish church of either the bride or groom. To be married in another parish, it is required that permission to receive from the parish is which you wish to be married as well in parishes were. The first is the rite of celebrating marriage during Mass, which includes the Eucharist and usually chosen when two Catholics marry. The second form of sacrament of marriage is the rite of celebrating marriage outside Mass, which is simply the liturgy of the word of the rite of marriage, most often choose when a Catholic and non-Catholic baptized Christian. The third form, the sacrament of marriage, is the rite of celebrating marriage between a Catholic and an unbaptized person. By definition, sacramental marriage is a covenant between two baptized people. This form is similar to the rite of marriage between a Catholic and non-Catholic without the celebration of the Eucharist, but with an exception. This form, not sacrament, it is however recognized and blessed by the Church. And that's all. Thank you for watching.
We hope you have learned something about our topic, the Sacrament of Matrimony.